Welcome, rare gems. Not everyone is meant to fit in. Some are meant to stand out in ways that haven't even been imagined yet. If you're a Sigma female, you've probably felt out of sync with the world around you at times. What people are curious about does not catch your fancy most times, and you never have. While others rush to tick off the same boxes, success, validation, approval, you're quietly doing your own thing. You're not interested in being seen for what you're not. Instead, you're focused on building something only a few can even begin to imagine. And here's the thing, the world might not get it yet. They may not see the bigger picture, but that's okay. You're not here to fit into the conventional narrative. You're here to create a new one. The path you walk is different, often misunderstood, and sometimes lonely, but it's yours, and that's what gives it power. What others may mistake for hesitation is actually precision. What looks like detachment is really clarity. You're not waiting for life to hand you meaning. You're creating it piece by piece on your own terms. The truth is, those who are meant for more are rarely recognized until they've already done the work. You're meant for something bigger, something deeper, something that will come to fruition in time. And when it does, the world will see exactly what they missed. Your vision, your strength, and your undeniable power. Keep going. You're exactly where you need to be. Number 1. She walks away from what everyone else fights for. The Sigma female has a habit that confuses a lot of people. She walks away from things most people are busy chasing. The job that pays 6 figures. The social circle that looks perfect on the outside. The man with the resume, the charm, and the status. The attention, the spotlight, the praise. She'll walk away from it all like it means nothing. And to her, if it lacks meaning, it really does mean nothing. She doesn't stay just because something looks good on paper. She doesn't care how many people want it. If it doesn't feel right in her soul, if it drains her instead of fuels her, if it forces her to shrink instead of grow, she's gone. No scene. No meltdown, no second guessing, just a clean exit. That's what throws people off. They call her ungrateful, impulsive, unrealistic. They say she's throwing away opportunities. But they don't realize she's not built to settle. She's built for purpose. And purpose doesn't always come with a shiny title or instant applause. She'd rather live quietly doing work that fulfills her than loudly chasing validation. She's not here to impress the crowd. She's here to honor her own blueprint. What looks like loss to others is often liberation to her, because she knows the cost of staying somewhere that doesn't align is far more painful than the cost of walking away. She doesn't chase what's popular, she chases what's true. And while others are busy climbing ladders that lead to nowhere, she's out building her own staircase, step by deliberate step, toward a life that actually means something. So no, she's not afraid of walking away. She's afraid of waking up years later in a life that was never really hers to begin with. Number 2, she's loyal to purpose, not people-pleasing. The Sigma female can be kind, compassionate, and deeply caring. But let's make one thing clear. She's not here to make everyone comfortable. She doesn't shrink herself to fit in. And she won't twist her values just to be liked. If that's what you want from her, someone who nods, smiles, and plays along to keep the peace, you're dealing with the wrong woman. She's loyal to purpose, not approval. If something clashes with her mission, her values, or her inner sense of truth, she will walk away, even if it costs her relationships, opportunities, or reputation. That's how seriously she takes alignment. And no, she's not cold. She actually cares a lot. But her care doesn't mean compliance. Her love doesn't mean submission. You can't guilt her into silence or flatter her into obedience. That's just not how she's wired. See, the Sigma female isn't trying to be nice. She's trying to be real. And real doesn't always mean likable. It means honest. It means showing up with integrity even when it's unpopular. It means telling the truth when it would be easier to stay quiet. People pleasers might win crowds, but she's not after crowds. She's after impact. She doesn't want to be everyone's favorite. She wants to make a difference. She wants to build something that lasts. Something rooted in who she truly is, not who others want her to be. So if you're looking for someone to follow instructions, keep her head down and never challenge the system. Look elsewhere. But if you're ready to grow, to be challenged, and to witness real change, watch her. Because when a woman stops living to be liked and starts living with purpose, she becomes unstoppable. Number 3, she prepares for futures. Others don't believe in yet. The Sigma female has this quiet habit that most people overlook. She prepares for things that don't exist yet. While others are caught up in what's trending, what's easy, or what pays off right now, she's out there building for something that hasn't even arrived. To most people it looks strange, sometimes even foolish. She studies things no one else is talking about. She invests her time, energy, or money in ideas that people think are too early, too risky, or just not realistic. But that doesn't stop her, not even a little. She's not chasing approval. She's responding to vision. She sees the cracks forming in systems, the shifts happening under the surface, the opportunities that aren't fully visible yet. And instead of waiting for the world to catch up, she starts preparing. People might laugh. They'll say she's wasting her time or being too intense. But she doesn't explain herself. She just keeps building, because deep down she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows the timing isn't wrong. It's just early. And when that future finally arrives, when the world suddenly wakes up to what she saw years ago, she'll be ready. The very same people who doubted her will ask how she knew. But to her, it won't feel like magic. It'll feel like preparation. That's her edge. She doesn't just react to life, she anticipates it. While others scramble to adjust, she's already laid the foundation. While they panic, she executes. This kind of forward thinking isn't always glamorous. It's lonely. It's misunderstood. But it's also powerful, because one day when the dots finally connect, she won't be scrambling to keep up. She'll be leading the way. And that's what sets her apart. She's not waiting for the future to happen. She's already there, building it piece by piece while no one's watching. Number 4, she doesn't care if the world thinks she's late. In a world obsessed with timelines, graduate by this age, marry by that one, land the dream job before 30, the Sigma female moves differently. She's not rushing to tick off boxes just to keep up with everyone else. She's not losing sleep because someone else got there first. She doesn't care if people whisper behind her back, wondering why she's so behind. To her, she's not behind at all. She's just on a different map entirely. She's not in a race. She's on a mission. While others sprint to meet milestones that were handed to them, some without question, she slows down. Not because she's lazy, but because she's intentional. Every step she takes has weight. Every decision is rooted in alignment, not panic. She's not interested in arriving quickly if it means showing up in the wrong life. And yes, sometimes that means she misses a door that everyone else was rushing to squeeze through. But she's not worried. She knows not all doors are worth walking through. Some are distractions dressed as opportunities. Some are loud exits from the path she was actually meant to stay on. So she keeps walking, quietly, steadily, watching the noise fade behind her, because she knows something they don't. The best doors don't always shout. Sometimes they're hidden, waiting for the person bold enough to look for them. She trusts that what's meant for her won't need to be forced, that the right timing feels like a lock clicking open, not a fight to squeeze through someone else's mold. So no, she's not late. She's precise. She's prepared. And when her moment comes, it won't just be on time. It'll be undeniable. That's her rhythm. And if the world doesn't get it, that's fine. She's not asking for their clock. She's building her own time. Number 5, she reinvents without seeking permission. Most people wait. They wait for someone to approve, to support, to say, it's okay, you can start again now. But not her. The Sigma female doesn't need a green light from the world to reinvent herself. When something stops feeling real, whether it's a job, a belief, a relationship, or even the identity she once wore with pride, she doesn't hesitate. She burns it down, not out of drama, but out of truth. She doesn't cling to things just because they once mattered. She's not loyal to the past. She's loyal to growth. So if something no longer fits, if it starts to feel fake, limiting, or disconnected from who she's becoming, she'll let it go even if it scares her, even if it confuses everyone around her. People might say, but you worked so hard for that, or you've already come so far, and she'll nod and walk away anyway. Because she's not here to live in a story that isn't hers anymore. Reinvention isn't failure to her. It's freedom. It's evolution. It's proof she's still becoming. and not trapped in who the world thinks she's supposed to be. She doesn't throw away her past, she uses it. Every chapter taught her something, but she refuses to let any one version of herself become a cage. What makes her different is the quiet confidence to rebuild without applause, to start from scratch when most people are scared to let go, to trust that what's real will rise again, stronger, clearer, and more aligned. She doesn't wait for permission because she already has something better, self-trust. The kind of trust that says, even if this doesn't make sense to anyone else, I know it's time. And that's the thing about Sigma females, they don't just change, they transform, and they never ask the world if that's okay. Number 6. She lives in the tension between who she is and who she's becoming. She wakes up every day feeling like she's in two worlds at once. One foot in the life she's built so far, stable, familiar, maybe even impressive to others, and the other foot, restless, reaching, already pulling her towards something that hasn't happened yet, but feels real enough to taste. It's not that she's ungrateful. She's worked hard to get where she is. But deep down, she knows this isn't the final version of her story. There's more to give, more to become, more to create. And it's not a dream that fades when the lights come on. It's a persistent tension that follows her everywhere. That tension, it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it even hurts. Like outgrowing clothes that don't fit anymore but still hang in your closet because you haven't found the new ones yet. She doesn't always have the answers, but she has the pull, and that's more than enough. Most people try to silence that pull. They distract themselves, settle down, or talk themselves out of it. But not her. She doesn't numb it, she listens to it. Because she understands that this discomfort, this in-between feeling, isn't something to run from. It's proof that she's evolving. She's not stuck. She's becoming. It's the tension between who she is now and who she's meant to be that fuels her. And even though the world might not see it, even though some days feel slow and unseen, she knows she's getting closer. She knows this season of becoming isn't wasted. It's necessary. And when the next version of her finally arrives, she'll look back and realize this tension wasn't holding her back. It was shaping her for everything she's about to step into. Number 7. She has a dangerous memory. She remembers every lesson, not just every hurt. She doesn't carry drama, she carries data. When most people get hurt, they either bury it or blow it up, but not her. She doesn't react emotionally just to prove a point. She studies the situation quietly, cataloging patterns, remembering tone, watching behavior. Every betrayal? Noted. Every time someone underestimated her? Stored. Every failure she's walked through? Filed under future leverage. See, the Sigma female doesn't remember pain to feel sorry for herself. She remembers it to never repeat the same mistake twice. Her memory is her weapon. It's not about holding grudges or being bitter. She's not stuck in the past. She's simply using it like a blueprint. While others are trying to move on without learning anything, she's out here building armor from every hit she's taken. People think she's cold when she suddenly walks away. But what they don't realize is that she's already given it more thought than she lets on. She's watched, waited, processed, and made a decision that isn't emotional. It's strategic. She doesn't believe in burning bridges for attention, but if she burns one, know this. It wasn't a reaction. It was a calculation. This is why you can't outmaneuver her. She's always 10 steps ahead because she's been quietly taking notes when no one thought she was watching. She doesn't waste experience. She uses it. And by the time everyone else figures out the lesson, she's already used it to level up. She remembers not just what hurt, but what it taught her. And that's what makes her dangerous in the best way possible. Number 8. She can be in pain and productive at the same time. Some people shut down when they're hurting. They pause everything. But the Sigma female? She moves through the pain, quietly, steadily, and with a fire in her eyes that most don't notice until much later. She's not the type to post about her struggles for sympathy or use pain as a crutch. You won't catch her telling the world how hard life's been lately. Not because she doesn't feel deeply, she absolutely does, but because she's learned how to take that pain, strip it down, and turn it into something powerful. To her, pain is data. It tells her where the cracks are. It reveals who's really there for her, what's draining her energy, and what needs to change. And once she sees it, she doesn't wallow, she builds. She fixes, she creates, she gets to work. People around her might not even know she's going through anything. That's the thing. Her strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it looks like showing up anyway, knocking out tasks, building something new, or helping others while silently healing herself. She doesn't wear suffering like a badge. She uses it like a weapon, sharpened behind the scenes. Every heartbreak, every setback, every betrayal gets put to use. She doesn't let it rot inside her. She recycles it into drive, clarity, and growth. And no, she's not numb. She's just disciplined. There's a difference. She's felt the weight of things, cried when no one was looking, and still got up the next morning with a to-do list in hand. Not out of denial, but out of sheer willpower. Because at her core, she knows pain is temporary. But the impact she's here to make is not. So while others let pain pause their progress, she lets it refine her focus. And that's what makes her dangerous in the most beautiful way. Number 9. She thinks in patterns, not moments. Most people react to what's right in front of them. A conversation, a choice, a situation. But the Sigma female, she sees the whole picture, even when no one else does. She doesn't just react, she calculates. While others are stuck in the moment, she's quietly tracing the patterns behind what's happening. She notices the way someone's tone changed, the timing of a decision, the repetition of certain behaviors. And while others brush things off as random or emotional, she's already seeing the bigger story unfold. People think she's overthinking, but what they don't realize is she's forecasting. She's 10 steps ahead, mentally playing out how this small thing will ripple into everything else. And most of the time, she doesn't even explain it. Why? Because she knows they won't get it. She's used to being misunderstood when she points out danger others can't see yet. She doesn't need proof to trust her instincts. She sees trends forming, energy shifting, people changing, and she adjusts her moves accordingly. Not out of fear, but out of precision. She can sit in a room and know who's lying without needing evidence. She'll leave a situation that looks perfectly fine on the outside because she can already see it breaking down in the future. That's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition. That's vision. It's not that she's cold or detached. She's just watching things unfold from a higher level. She thinks in terms of cause and effect, not just today's drama. And that makes her dangerous in the best way. Because while everyone else is waiting for the fire, she's already walked away with the blueprint for a fireproof life. People might call her too much, too analytical, too intense, but she's not stuck in chaos. She's studying it. And more importantly, she's building her way out of it. Number 10. She finds obsession where others find hobbies. While most people treat their interests as casual pastimes, a fun way to pass the time, the Sigma female takes a different approach. When something stokes her curiosity or tugs at her heart, she dives in head first. It's not mere fascination. It's a relentless, all-consuming pursuit that transforms her hobby into an obsession. This isn't about dabbling or ticking off a trendy interest. It's about feeling the fire of passion so intensely that she's willing to sacrifice comfort and ordinary expectations for the sake of mastery. When something matters to her, she doesn't just learn the basics. She spends hours, days, and sometimes years perfecting every detail until the subject isn't just familiar, it's part of her identity. Her dedication can be intimidating to those around her. Friends might laugh, saying she's taking it too far, not understanding that this intensity is what gives her projects their edge. While others might switch interests on a whim, she drills down into the nuances, unraveling layers that most wouldn't even consider. That kind of tunnel vision isn't a lack of balance. It's the birthplace of mastery. Every moment is an opportunity to refine her skills, to push the boundaries of what she knows, and to question what's possible. Even in the midst of challenges or setbacks, her commitment doesn't waver. Obstacles only sharpen her determination and force her to innovate. She's not afraid of failure, because each stumble is just another lesson paving the way to success. Her obsession makes her a pioneer, a trailblazer in a field where most would merely settle for being average. In a world that prizes multitasking and surface-level engagement, her depth of focus becomes not just impressive, but transformative. While others maintain a light engagement with their hobbies, Her obsessive drive fuels genuine breakthroughs and remarkable achievements. This isn't overkill. It's how she carves her path in a noisy world. And in that single-minded pursuit, there's a lesson for everyone. When you truly commit to something, your passion becomes the engine that propels you forward into greatness. Number 11. She doesn't follow charisma, she follows clarity. Most people get swept away by charm, a smooth voice, confident body language, a magnetic presence. It's enough to win the room, but not her. The Sigma female sees straight through all that glitter. She doesn't care how charismatic you are if your words don't mean anything. She's not impressed by showmanship. She wants truth, substance, real clarity. You could be the most persuasive person in the world, but if your message is foggy or your intentions feel off, she'll start pulling back, fast. Not because she's rude or hard to impress, but because her filter is set to discernment, not entertainment. She listens with her ears, yes, but also with her gut, her intuition, her pattern recognition. She catches what most people miss: the pause before a lie, the overly rehearsed sentence, the mismatched energy between what someone says and what they really mean. Others may call her cold or accuse her of being too guarded, but they don't realize this is her protection. This is how she avoids traps that charm often hides. To her, clarity is power. If you can't say what you mean with honesty, you're already losing her. And if you're using charisma as a mask to cover shallow intentions, don't even bother trying. What looks like distance is actually discernment. She's not cold, she's just precise. She'd rather be alone with her thoughts than surrounded by noise. She respects clarity the way others respect authority. So no, she won't fall for charm, she falls for truth. She follows purpose. She's drawn to words that match action, intentions that match tone, and energy that matches values. In a world full of smooth talkers and empty promises, she's not here to be impressed. She's here to see clearly. And that makes her rare, powerful, and incredibly hard to deceive. In the end, the world may not always understand the path you're walking. You might even face moments where it feels like you're invisible, like you're not measuring up to what others expect. But here's the thing. You are not here to meet their expectations. You're here to create your own. The signs that you are meant for more are already within you. You've never been someone who chases approval or conforms to what's popular. While others are busy racing toward the same old goals, you're laying down the foundation for something that isn't even on their radar yet. Your power isn't in fitting in, it's in refusing to settle. It's in your ability to see a bigger picture, to turn pain into strength, and to build meaning from the chaos. You know that true success isn't defined by titles or followers, it's about purpose, and you've been quietly, steadily shaping your purpose even when no one else saw it. So when others finally catch up, it will be no surprise to you. You've already known all along what you're capable of. You've been working on your vision long before it was clear to anyone else. You are a force of your own. You don't need validation or recognition to keep moving forward. Keep trusting your path, your instincts, and your purpose. The world may not see it yet, but that's what makes your journey even more extraordinary. You're building something that, in time, will be undeniable. And when it's finally revealed, it will change everything. You were always meant for more, and now you're on your way to making that known. Thank you for watching The Rare Gems, and God bless you.